parties missed out.
Right.
Hello and welcome to the Dugout. Apologies, we are late. I think it's
At this point, we should give up. It's an everyday thing.
No, but again, not because casually we are late.
Yeah. Well,
Sometime we used to be. Today again, we've got a special presentation for
Again.
them. We are late because we have recorded a special interview with Mr. Sunil Gavaskar on the whole Pakistan, Bangladesh, PCB fiasco, and that is going to be up on Sports Today very shortly. I think right after we are done with the Dugout, it'll be up. So we were busy doing that, so which is why apologies, we are late. But we may be late, but we are not pressed for time. We have all the time in the world. Not all the time, at least 1 hour.
That's a lot of time.
8 o'clock I have to.
Oh, again you will get a phone call.
No, my only interest is for the benefit of our viewers, so that we can create more and more content.
Yeah.
So that they can look at all sides of the story. They can look at all things. So we will be creating another piece of content at 8. That's why we'll have to go. But 1 hour of the Dugout is pretty good time.
It is
So,
ample
time.
Rare that we enjoy a match simultaneously.
Yeah, normally we're covering the match.
Usually the idea is to be done with the Dugout and then enjoy the match.
Yeah.
We usually try and time it like that at least.
Yeah.
Today though, bulk of the innings we would have seen together as we
Yes.
try and focus at the issue at hand, which is not burning anymore but still an issue.
Oh, umpire's call.
Very, very lucky. USA could have almost had a wicket.
Okay. So yeah, last 48 hours I'd have to say have been very hectic. Ever since we broke the story first, by the way, on Sports Today, that the Bangladesh Cricket Board president is traveling to Pakistan, and then there'll be a meeting of the ICC, as we had said. So not only did an ICC delegation reach there, we believe the ICC CEO had also joined them on Zoom. So a big meeting happened in Lahore, partly on Zoom, partly in person, and that went on for a good 4 to 5 hours, we are told, in Lahore. And from the point of covering that bit of news till late last night, when it was finally confirmed by all the parties that India-Pakistan match is going ahead, it's been a hectic 48 hours. But I must say that these are the days that we live for. I've had a fantastic time, and I think I speak for my two colleagues as well when we say that it's been great 48 hours for us, because what we really crave for is some high adrenaline news stuff, and that is what we have been giving to you guys, sharing with you, and also for us as well, because it's been so hectic, one piece of news after the other. Just now Mohsin Naqvi is saying this, giving us a hint. In the meanwhile, Bangladesh has issued a press release saying, please Pakistan consider. ICC has sent a release, then Pakistan sends a release, then ICC sends another release. My God, it was hectic, but it was all worth it in terms of coverage of news. I'm not saying it's worth it in terms of what has been achieved in the end, or whether it is worth it or not. That is something that we're going to be debating. My first question to throw open this discussion is, from an Indian point of view or an ICC point of view, you're happy with what's been achieved? What is it? This is what you were expecting? Or somebody has come out as a hero, or somebody has come out as a villain, or someone's come out looking good, someone is not looking good?
From an Indian perspective, this makes no difference to me. Because let's be fair, even if they had stuck to their guns and pulled out, would have made very little difference to India. At most, a little bit of a scratch. But India is self-sustaining enough to have not been worried about what happened. If I'm the ICC though, I might be breathing a sigh of relief now, but I get the feeling that they've opened a Pandora's box at this point in time, that even perhaps they are unaware as to what it is they've done. Because I do think now the playbook is kind of set. Any team can just start demanding things, boycott a tournament, not participate, and then get rewarded with an ICC tournament in the future. I like that. That's nice. ICC comes up badly. Yeah?
What
Let's
we're
be fair.
given to believe till now across sports is that there shouldn't be any government intervention. Otherwise, we've seen sporting bodies get banned. We've seen that happen with the ISL. We've seen that happen with the Wrestling Federation. And there are so many other entities, not just in India, across the world, we've seen get banned because of government interference. This is the entire tournament being affected because of government interference. And while punishments are far harsher, it happened with the team that is playing right now, the US of A as well. They also had to sit on the sidelines for such a long time. So we've seen all across across sports as well, any sort of government interference, there is never really a reward for that. This time though, there's been a reward for the time that the government meddled with sporting affairs. That to me is a bit.
But is that something new, Harshit? I mean, quite honestly, India, Pakistan has had government interference right from the World Cup.
Oh, I'm
from both sides.
I'm speaking for Bangladesh at the moment. There was government interference over there,
No, but I'm
and
saying
from a
now-
time where you thought that they'll be dealt with harshly.
No, I agree, but I'm saying they're not the first country. No, so I would be surprised if, let's say, Bangladesh is the first country that had government interference, and you're like, hey, how the hell is this being allowed? I think the precedent was set to begin
A long
with.
time back.
Indian government used to be involved, Pakistani government used to be involved. So in that sense, Bangladesh will say that what's wrong if our government also gets involved. So that isn't a surprising bit.
But the surprising bit is that press release that was sent out, in which there was a bit of a reward there for Bangladesh cricket. When has there been an expressly given press release? That too after there was so much of drama that played out, and in turn you really get rewarded for it as well. That to me was something new. In my living memory, I haven't come across there be an instance where such a hardline stance has been taken by a country, and from a position where you thought that they'd be facing sanctions and revenue deficit to now being rewarded for all that drama, if you want to call it, or for all the hindrances that you caused. This is a first for me.
It's a bit like, for instance, if I decide to stop coming to work because I don't get a reporting assignment, just as an example, what happens? The company deals with me. That's what would happen. But instead of that, there are high-level discussions held. You've got the company CEO coming in and telling me, you know what, the next reporting assignment is? It's yours. Then what sort of precedent
but
is set?
there's a difference. I'll tell you why. Because in that sense, you rely, and I'm just quoting that example, you rely on your remuneration from the company.
True.
Right? So then you have no option then to follow what is being told to you. Right? And so that is why you are answerable to your company, and they can take a call and be decided with. You got to understand, ICC is not that. It's actually the reverse. ICC is dependent on their
Members.
yes, on the finances, on the members. I'm not saying Bangladesh is the biggest stakeholder or Pakistan is not, that's not the case. But I think collectively all countries put together is what makes the ICC, and it's their participation that helps the ICC survive. If tomorrow, let's say, India decide to leave the ICC, it'll come down on its knees. Tomorrow, if you had a situation where, people say that, okay, India is the strongest board, if Pakistan and Bangladesh leave, yeah, sure, I think cricket will continue. India will ensure that the cricketing world continues. The money only comes from there. But where you are, you will be dented. However little that may be. With two countries going out, it is also going to dent your income. And no structure or no corporate entity exists with their profits coming down. I see, no matter where, it's the nature of the beast. Wherever you are, you want it to go up. So, I mean, just going back to your point about ICC, it's a very interesting way of looking at what ICC has done. Has the ICC done their job? I think under the current circumstances, they've done a good job. And again, why? Because they are not like employers who can come and crack the whip. You got to understand that they have limitations. So if I am today a Jay Shah, or the vice chairperson Imran Khwaja, or the CEO in Sanjay Gupta, even if I was there, that is the best that I could get, because I really don't have the capability. What is the other thing you can do is like dismiss the countries. You can take that stance, but is the ICC ready to take that stance? I think that they need to think of it going forward. They need to sharpen their response, or how they will deal with countries that come up with certain things like that, because you can't have a situation now where everyone threatens you. I think what this has done today, has shown everyone else that, like you pointed out, in Bangladesh case, they've not come to India. They refused. And ideally you have to sanction them, but you have actually given them something. You've given them a freebie or a SOP or whatever you might call it by giving them an extra tournament, right? So that they are not upset. Pakistan will also showing the world, or somewhere they realize that, see, we threatened and they had to. Again, I'm saying it's easier said than done. All of us sitting here and a lot of you watching will also say, ICC is weak, they should have taken a call, chuck that out. I don't see, they've already sold the rights. They've already taken that kind of money from the broadcaster. If they don't live by that, the broadcaster will take them to court and ICC will have to pay a lot of money. So they have to look at their interest, and they're not even a government, by the way. See, governments like Bangladesh took that stance, or Pakistan was taking that stance, or tomorrow, or yesterday, India took a stance. We're not going for Champions Trophy to Pakistan, do whatever. But they're a government, they're a country, they're a powerful entity. They have governments, they've got, armies, they have people, and, representation in the United Nations. So a country can get a lot of things done. ICC in that sense is a private body, so it has its limitation. But having said that, I think ICC should now reconsider and let this be a lesson for the ICC, that going forward, you come up with a contract that is watertight. That is watertight, where you cannot allow anyone to wriggle out. You cannot allow any country to threaten you like that. And if they threaten, they have to pay with it, with some serious consequences. It has to be like that. They need to come up with that. And secondly, what Pakistan has done is they may be smirking at the moment. They've done a U-turn, and many are saying egg on their face, but they will also go and tell the world that, see, we threatened na, and they came all the way to Lahore to speak to us, and we have threatened them for so long, yet no action against us. Ideally you should take action against Pakistan also now for threatening. They actually put a gun to ICC's head. Shouldn't there be an action? But I think that's a very ideal sort of a scenario we are envisioning, which is not there. I don't think ICC has the power. But what stops ICC to now come up with something that will ensure that next time, a country like this, one, I said contract should be like that. You take this thing, out you go. And secondly, don't sell India, Pakistan as the blockbuster. This is the mistake that ICC would do. Guarantee the broadcaster, India, Pakistan, sell it like a blockbuster. Now say we have no control over that. Pakistan is going to be a participating team. They've signed the thing. We'll do a draw as is done in whichever case. If they come up against India, they play. If they don't, I don't know. You are a broadcaster, you want to buy. I am giving you whatever, 50 games, 60 games in a tournament, 40 games in a tournament, whatever it is. With these countries, 40 games, these countries, these are the timings. This is what I'm offering to you. Now you want to bid and take this forward. Just this bogey of India, Pakistan that Pakistan used as something to get a bargain for themselves, just end that only. Cut it off, take it out. Just take it out so no other country can do it, because tomorrow every other country is going to do that.
Just to add to that, I think you need to take the economics out of the equation over here.
I mean, see,
they will
not
have
entirely.
To.
I mean, how will ICC work without
the ICC need, when I say that they need to take the economics out of the equation, that's to prevent future scenarios where boards, just because they know that the ICC gets its money from matches that they play and they be part of all the ICC tournaments, then this is giving every participating full member and the associates a smoking gun. In this instance, what has happened? That smoking gun has been used by the Bangladesh Cricket Board and the Pakistan Cricket Board more so against the ICC, the same board that had given this smoking gun. So now you need to be principally strong is what I feel. You need to be principally strong and have certain lines drawn that this is a proper cricketing organization. There are rules to be followed, and if you can't follow those rules, every tournament will come with certain norms. If you can't do all of that, if you can't toe the line, listen, if you throw a tantrum like this anymore, if you try using this gun that we've given to you, this is not to be used on us. This is for your own benefit. You want to use it, you use it wherever you want to, but you can't be using it on us. And that's what the two boards here might have done.
The question might come here is that, let's say tomorrow the same situation arises and India, for some reason, and you know that a lot of times because of issues, we can't be participating, we can't be playing Pakistan, can the ICC then be following that rule down to the T, even against India? Can they afford to do it? Considering if you don't have India, you can still check out a Pakistan and Bangladesh and ICC can still function. You can't do that against India. If India is out, ICC is history. Can they do it? Because that will be then the crux of the matter. As we are all advocating, come up with strict rules. Don't allow any team to do anything beyond what we have. Our rules say. As soon as somebody tries to do it, you take them to task, right? But that can only happen if the rules remain same for all countries. Can they do that?
Well, again, ideally they should. Ideally they should. And if we talk about diplomacy, if we talk about adhering to the sporting code, then this is for everyone to live by it. Till now, I would say the BCCI has lived by it. Yes, it's been favored. That's not to say it's not been favored on a few occasions here and there. And I don't know if the economic aspect has to do to do with that. But let's be honest, India has not gone down this route of trying to boycott tournaments, of giving these empty threats and creating a whole drama. While opportunities were there, and this is when Pakistan, I was looking at numbers, they get only 6% share of the 600 million that there is for the ICC to distribute. 6% compared to 38% that India get. Now, just think of a scenario if Pakistan was to be given the kind of money that India get at the moment, which is about 280 odd million that you get from that huge kitty of 600 million. Then look at the tantrums that they'd be throwing, and look at it's mind-boggling to think of scenarios if they can do this nonsense with just 6%. But credit to the BCCI, to the way that it's functioned till now, with such enormous money, such enormous corpus, and such enormous power that comes with it, you've used it, but without creating any fuss or drama. Pakistan with so much little, it's got a very thin, wafer thin pie in the huge thing. There's England as well, who've got a bigger slice in that pie. India have the biggest at 38%. But then this is about, again, because everyone, whether be it 5% or a 6% slice owner in that pie, as long as people know that the pie will either be had fully or it will not be had at all, this is what people will do.
No, I mean, that is because there is a difference in class. I have to say that I agree that BCCI themselves have conducted themselves, and by that extension, I think the Indian government also have conducted themselves far better than what Pakistan has done. I think, there was a lot of pressure within India not to play Pakistan at all. And as I said, it was very easy for India to have taken that call, because India could have pulled out of that game. ICC can't do anything. Not that India would have suffered too much financially. Yes, it would have, but it would have been such a minor loss that it doesn't affect the larger picture. It was a very easy call for India to take. But I think India, in that sense, has shown far more maturity to ensure that the cricketing ecosystem is not damaged, because a decision taken by India would damage the rest of the cricketing world. Of course, it would have annihilated Pakistan themselves. Bangladesh, that's why they've been quiet, because they realize this, that they also survive because of India and the ICC. That would have finished. England, Australia, not only that, small countries that we celebrate today, USA of the world, Netherlands, Nepal, who are doing well, they don't generate that kind of money. They all get the pie from the ICC, which is majorly coming from India. So I think India, in that sense, because it is the power center, they're not misusing that power, but as a leader of the power center, they're realizing it is our responsibility to ensure that the world of cricket continues going forward. So in that sense, I think India has shown far greater maturity as well as sensibility. And as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. On that front, I think India has done that. Now the question is, ICC. Should the BCCI, because they have practiced restraint, they have been sensible, ask questions of the ICC, that why is Bangladesh not penalized? They refuse to come to India. Should the BCCI ask ICC, why is it that Pakistan is not penalized? They kept threatening and putting a gun on the head of everyone else, and they're not penalized. You ask me, I think they should be penalized.
To make matters worse, by the way, I was looking at this news report which suggests that after the conclusion of the tournament, you're looking at there being some sort of SOP for or some sort of concession for Pakistan cricket as well.
I don't think so.
They're waiting for this tournament to get over.
No, but then waiting, and Pakistan will get that.
Yes.
You know what? That's what I'm saying. You know what you should. If I'm the ICC, I've been complimenting the ICC, because see, as I said, for us it's very easy. Arey nikal do, ye kar do, because we are not supposed to manage the finances. But I think people who are, they have to be very mindful of that, right? But somewhere you have to draw the line, na? And if what Harshit is saying is true, that they will ask for something more, no chance should the ICC be doing it. We are actually debating that they've let them off easily. There should be some sanctions against Pak. By the way, where they should have nipped things in the bud, should have been in the Asia Cup match. I know it is not governed by ICC, but ICC, no, it comes under Asian Cricket Council.
Yeah.
But ICC does supply match referees and things like that. Right? It does give us support. And as the governing body of the sport, it comes under the aegis of ICC. Nothing can happen international cricket without, the knowings or under the aegis of ICC. So they should have actually punished them, because Pakistan did it at that time.
Yeah. You're talking about the UAE match,
yes,
right? Yeah.
took the cricketing world to hostage by saying we will not play the UAE game, and delayed that game by a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And because you allowed them to get away with that, you've reached a stage where they realize, we've gotten away with that, let's threaten again, we won't play India-Pakistan game. Now what has happened? They're tom-tomming across the globe. Let's see, the ICC delegation came, gave whatever we asked for Bangladesh. See, we have won. And I think if you had drawn the line then, punished Pakistan for delaying the game, this wouldn't have happened.
Understand what joy you get out of just having an ICC official come over to Lahore. What joy or what pride do you get out of that in terms of just the narrative?
Visuals, no pictures.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They've
So what?
circulated that
People
picture,
fly in and
they've
out
come
all the
down
time.
on their knees.
It's an international body.
But the
People
problem
fly
is,
in and
you're
out
right,
all
you're
the
right,
time.
you're right. But if it was in fact the
And
ICC
by the
not
way,
caring, then why did they go?
That's fine.
No, but ICC has to care, no, Shane? That's what my point
It is part of their job as well to get
You've
all
signed
parties.
a deal.
Yeah.
Fair. My point is, and just playing devil's advocate, the visual there, sometimes it's what we say is that jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. What shows, what kind of a picture is presented, that is what will sell. And the sad reality is the image, just the image or the thought of someone going to Pakistan to actually say that, no, listen guys, let's trash out a deal, let's play the match.
Again, this is about how people look at it. If I was to just give you a friendly visit, does that make you a better friend or me a better friend? Is
But
there
that's
a comment on that?
But that's a different
You're
perspective.
looking at very maturely. Not everyone
that's
does.
a different perspective.
That's what I'm saying.
Not
Does
everyone
that
looks
make
at
me a
it.
better
That's a
friend just
different
because I
perspective.
spend some time and some fuel to come down to your place?
No, of course not. But
How
that's
does
a
it
different.
matter?
But that's different circumstances.
That's what I'm saying. You're thinking of it very sensibly, and you're right. Actually, I'm saying you have to give credit to the ICC to have acted in a very sensible and practical manner. That's how it should be done. That's their job. Think of it from... See, for me, if I just look at it from an India point of view, I can be very, nationalist in my approach and say, why do you have to go kick Pakistan out? Yeah, if I was running the ICC, I didn't have to care about anything of the ICC money. I can follow that up. But for ICC who have signed a deal, and it is a combination of multiple people, and their revenue and their existence, by the way, depends on the deal they've signed. Not on Pakistan. Their existence is not on Pakistan or Bangladesh alone. It's on the deal that they've signed. But that's what I'm trying to say. Once you have been shown that this is what they can come down to, this is the level, India acted maturely and said, no, we're not going to do it, even though they can, but did not, act in a childish manner and throwing the toys out of the pram sort of a behavior. India didn't, but they are. Now I should realize, you're looking at it maturely, that they don't. So now I'm going to have an arrangement where if they say next time they come up with these threats,
Out.
yeah.
And if they are trying to chest thump and make this look like a victory, I'm talking to...
They are.
Yeah, that's what. So I have a question for them, especially those in Pakistan who are doing all the chest thumping and think there is a moral victory or whatever it is. I want to understand, what was your stand to begin with? We stand by Bangladesh. One thing you said, okay, that was expressing solidarity. Bangladesh have managed to get a little sweet deal for themselves. Pakistan officially don't have anything. And what did you say? We are there because they've been chucked out. And we are boycotting this match as a result because we think they are being unfairly dealt with. Bangladesh are still on the sidelines of this tournament. It's not like they've been reinducted. So what is this?
No, they are claiming...
What is this fight that you were on?
They are claiming that...
Not like Bangladesh are playing in the tournament.
See, I'm just saying, the claim is that them not coming, as we had reported, sanctions are coming Bangladesh's way, which we thought will happen. Quite honestly, this is what...
And now it's in writing that
now
it
they
won't.
will say that, see, there's no sanction against Bangladesh. That's a win. Secondly, Bangladesh were going to suffer some financial losses not playing in this tournament. See, they've been compensated.
Third,
One
Bangladesh are
freebie
getting
has been given to them.
exactly, and they're
And
going
now
to get
they've
another
got a-
hosting.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, freebie. And now, remember, ICC was very categorical to begin with that you can't go to the dispute resolution committee. You can't. There's no recourse available. Boss, we've taken a call out. Now you're saying no, you can approach it and it'll hear your matter.
That is actually funny because if I'm able to recall things right, with the first time that the redressal committee thing came up, it also said that you can't go to the committee after a decision taken by the ICC board
That
has
was
gone
one
against
clause.
you.
No, they said you cannot because you cannot go, the committee cannot take a decision against an ICC board, but on an occasion where the board has flouted certain norms which are not part of
And
the
they came
ICC
to light only
functioning.
recently.
No, didn't come to light. Then only you can. But they made an exception. Maybe this is a clause they could use that if you
this
think that
looks
they've-
like something
Haan.
which is in the bylaws or something.
Yeah, no, that they have flouted the laws in kicking out Bangladesh.
Yeah, because see,
And
it
so
can't
now
be
you
said
can go.
initially. Listen, you can't go.
But that's what I'm saying. That's a step back. That is the point. They have taken a
There's
couple of
several
steps.
step backs. ICC, aside from just the thing saying go redress, there's no sanction coming Bangladesh's way. If I'm Bangladesh, I take this as a big win. Saying that I've not had any sanctions for pulling out of a tournament I signed the papers to be a part of. And then not only that, they're saying there'll be no sanctions against you, you'll get your money. And we'll also toss you in another tournament to be hosting before 2031, which by the way, remember is a co-hosting. So if I'm ICC, sure, I've handled this maturely and I've saved face for now, or rather saved my own behind by ensuring that I can't be dragged to court by the broadcasters. But where does this stop?
No, it's a very short-term solution. It may have been handled with soft hands at the moment, which is, I think, when the tournament is on, was the need of the hour. You really could not have gone in with an iron fist trying to deal this whole issue.
Yeah.
It really would have led to a whole lot of drama, much more. And I don't think this tournament needs more drama right now. It needs more cricket. But at the same time, the soft-handed approach has also made ICC fall into a bit of a pit at the moment where cricket fans will be asking questions. You don't have to be in India to be asking these questions. For anyone covering this story or even just watching cricket all across the globe, as an English fan, as an Australian fan, as a Barbados, supporting West Indies fan and somebody in Barbados, I'd be saying, what the hell is happening?
See, the problem with cricket is
Anyone can throw a tantrum. These arbitrary calls are taken. Tournaments are being dished out for which there is proper bidding process. There's a proper way to there's tendering that
there's
happens.
no bidding. There is rotation.
Exactly, there's no bidding. How
there
can you
is
bid when there's 10 nations?
You need an expression of interest and all of that for there to be tournament announcements to take place. Just on a whim, you've done
No, see,
all of that, and it makes the whole process look a bit of a mockery.
No, the problem with ICC is exactly this. Why we keep quoting examples of other international bodies. The thing is that they have a gazillion countries as part of them. The problem with cricket is that for an ICC to run a decent tournament, you only have those 6, 7, 8 countries effectively. At the most, if you take all members also, decent teams, it will be to 8. And that's why I say, Champions Trophy is the correct format. But that's about it. Now, when you have such a small, core group that sustains the sport, in that also one country by itself is 80%. For you to keep that going, you have to please every little member there. I'm just looking at it from ICC point of view. Had it been, 200 competing nations, all good, crazy about that sport, I wouldn't care for 1 or 2 or 3. That is the other issue. That those are the only country now. What do I do? So it becomes more like a family-run thing, right? Oh, yaar, you are upset. Chalo, yaar, I'll do something for you. And not from now, for everyone. You are upset. Don't become now. We're only 10 of us. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like a family-run business, where you have 10 people that work, you try and adjust everyone. Vis-a-vis a professional setup where there are some 500 employees, 1 or 2 are aggrieved, you say, okay, move on, I'll get somebody else. That's also the
then it's
predicament that ICC finds itself in.
Yeah, this problem's been ailing them for a while now, but this exactly will prevent them from growing as well. For any nation out there wanting to become a bigger part of this, when they look at all of this and when they see that it's actually because everyone's got this smoking gun and we at the moment don't even have a cracker with us, there's no way we can compete with these guys.
And then the one thing that I would like ICC to do, because see again those reports, if as I said yesterday, well, if you see Indian media, you're getting to know that ICC snubbed Pakistan because their demands haven't been met. Pakistan and Bangladesh is saying none of those demands were made. There were no demands made for Pakistan, only Bangladesh. My point is the other exercise that ICC can indulge in, and to put everything on record, mention everything that was discussed. No harm. Now, after the meeting is done, I'm not saying you have to mention the nitty-gritties of all the details, but you can really draft a release that, see, we sat, communication was had, these things were discussed, and these things were mutually agreed upon. That's it, right? Right now, there is no way that you can say, without any of the parties mentioning it in their communication, that a bilateral series or a tri-series or a larger share that Pakistan asked for that they snubbed should have been out, no? It should have been mentioned in the release. And if ICC
sent a press release yesterday night,
if they did, there's no harm in mentioning that these things were discussed. You don't have to say we snubbed it. It can't be the language that we are using. You said that, listen, these were 5 things that were discussed. That includes a bilateral or a larger share. In the end, we have mutually agreed to grant XYZ. Finish. But there's no mention.
Like do a minutes of the meeting thing.
Yeah.
Let everyone know.
Everyone knows. Yeah, it's a governing body of a sport where everything, you don't have to, again, as I said, mention the nitty-gritties, the finer details, the fine print nobody wants to know.
While even if you and I can only think of that and hope for it in a utopian world, will these things happen? Because the moment no board is going to like that, this is when things are being agreed upon and all, that Pakistan's doing everything that they've done. Yeah. But imagine there to be a scenario where ICC is okay, we don't know about how you function as a nation. We believe in true democracy, transparency. We're putting things out, and this is what it is. We're going to be telling the world, the cricketing community, exactly what had happened. Do you think, and when there is this drama happening, when they're close to negotiation, and there is that there are things like, and our army general, who he is, right? And these things get said, even when you're good, when you're trying to have a good negotiation on, these things get said loosely in press interactions in Pakistan. I wonder how much they will like things when they get reported officially that such and such demands are also shot down.
You don't have to care about how it's being reported or how they handle. You're supposed to put the facts out.
Which the ICC has been very opaque.
Then they will take it up with the ICC is what I'm saying.
Well, then my point is, you should know. They have threatened the ICC, put a gun on their head.
Yeah.
But now you expect ICC to
be
very well behaved and cordial. Why? And you're not actually being disrespectful by saying anything which is not true. If that was indeed discussed, just mention it. No? Can be a passing. See, these things were discussed. That's fine.
They will, again,
you can't allow them to again dictate terms.
I think I've just gotten a little more. We've only heard these stories growing up about Pakistan drama, whatever, and the nation that they are for their, military failures, etc., and how they like to spin the narrative militarily. There's so much that's going. I'm just saying,
I don't care how they spin it.
Today,
ICC, mention it. They can do whatever they want. You don't have to believe that. He doesn't have to. As I said, an official communication is an official communication.
Why I'm saying they'll create a whole lot of pandemonium
doesn't matter.
Is because there are also reports suggesting that last line that the BCB press release said, which said that we also asked Pakistan cricket to consider playing the match against India on the 15th. That also apparently happened at the behest of Mohsin Naqvi.
No. So exactly my point. So they've got what they wanted, no?
Because he wants to build the narrative of being the elder brother.
Exactly my point. Then all the more reason why ICC should mention it, no? In that's what my point is. You are bending. You're saying no, ICC shouldn't do it. That they'd be upset. So if that was discussed, mention it.
I agree.
If they are getting it written, so you're trying to tell me that it is Pakistan who told ICC what you can write in the press release.
Absolutely not.
Then write it.
But
Write
where
it.
they could control, again, what will they like?
I don't
they
care
like
where they can
controlling those things which will make them look good.
I'm not
okay, I
talking
want to
about
look
them.
like the elder brother. I've had that control over Bangladesh. I'll make them right.
I don't care what is being controlled. Point is only ICC press release. I did not for once said Bangladesh should write. The ICC detailed release should mention all points that were put on table. You don't have to mention why you, like we guys speculate and say that this was done, this is not part of their mandate. You don't have to say 10 things. You don't even have to say who bought it up. How does it happen? 3 boards, what a typical release will, representative of the Pakistan Cricket Board, Bangladesh Cricket Board and ICC sat together in Lahore and had a meeting. 5 things were discussed, A, B, C, D, E. After a fruitful discussion, 3 things have been agreed on, A, B, C. End of the result.
Hey, ChatGPT, draft a generic press release.
No, whoever draft.
At this point, I think
I'm sure there are many qualified people there who can draft releases and make them good ones. That's not the issue. I'm saying, but it should be.
It should be
now
there.
that you've not done it, you have allowed them to build that narrative of saying everything we asked for, we have got. And got ICC, coming down on their knees and playing the game. And they have then succumbed. And while I keep saying that I look at it from ICC's point of view and I know what they did was right. But if I look at it from an Indian point of view, I don't know why this hue and cry was made. I had said at that time, and again, BCCI has not said it, but India should have said, forget it, no need, don't play India-Pakistan match. No need to play it. No need, move on. If they don't want to play it, just move on. Why the fuss? Why the fuss? But again, it's easy, as I said, for us to say, but for those running the game, it is a very tight rope to walk on. And so they could then come up. Which is why I'm saying the least they could have done is sent out a press release, put the exact details. Also, now, sit together, brainstorm, come up with a watertight contract going forward and stop selling India-Pakistan game. End this. You know that is something that they try to exploit. End that. Next time this thing happens, say, off you go.
I'm afraid they've got very little time to do that now. I think the present cycle is till 27.
Yeah, but then 27, see, there's no point them trying to pull that. It's also happening in a
That's
neutral
in South
nation.
Africa.
Yeah. So once that cycle is done, then I think
This was also a neutral venue and they came up with
I'm just saying with so much, to happen, and I look at this as, very less time for them to figure out a new revenue model or for them to come up with these new principles that they look to abide by, which brings in greater neutrality and takes away the smoking gun.
It can be done. And have even if it's in the middle of this contract, renegotiate with the broadcaster. Whether
there's only 1 year left anyway.
Yeah, renegotiate for the last year because you anyway get a scattered payment.
Yeah.
Renegotiate, maybe bring a bit of it down and renegotiate. I don't think they'll do that. The sanctity of the game is more important than a few $1 million lost.
It's the same logic. घर में आई हुई लक्ष्मी कोई वापस नहीं करता.
You have to.
You
can't, especially when it's hurting. Now it's hurting the ICC also.
now it's hurting the game.
Yeah.
It's no longer a case of we can keep making this money.
Correct.
Because now it's reaching a point where you are using the same thing, which is actually, it's a indirect roundabout way of strangling the golden goose.
Yeah.
Because the golden goose is there. It's laying you eggs every year, is giving you that nice little golden egg. But you're holding a gun to the goose saying that if you don't give us what we want, goose goes. Tata bye bye. That's what they've done. And actually, aside from the negotiation of the renegotiation of the deal, what it showed you is that cricket's continuous projection of financial strength. Oh, look how much money we make. The foundations for that are built on quicksand. Just one match, one country threatening to boycott brings you to your knees. If I'm ICC, I'm taking a long hard look and saying I'm the governing body. I don't care if it's a sport that, it's predominantly enjoyed by 8 nations, 9 nations, 15 nations. I can't be held to ransom like this. It shouldn't be done that way.
Yeah.
It cannot be. And the fact is, ICC has made it like this by bowing into everyone's demands. Oh, you come take this, no problem. You don't want to play here, you don't want to do that. It's gonna happen. It's bound to happen.
Golden goose. Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Okay. Steve Ticola says, Nick sir, we want Shivam Giri or Vikrant sir. Dhurandhar. Will be best Shivam Giri ever. Please invite Viksar just for that part. He's a star in Pak. Yeah, 100%. I've seen that. I was in Pakistan, so I saw that. We'll do that. Thank you.
And then we've seen the memes. All the memes.
Have you?
Oh yeah, pops up everywhere. Even if I don't want to see it, people send it to me.
Ah.
Yeah.
And I don't normally want to see it because God forbid I wouldn't want to be seeing memes of my own boss. But people sent it to me. So
Udyan Kumar.
says, hello sir, I told you Pakistan will take a U-turn, sir. Met you in the wedding.
Ah, yes, Udyan. So I went for a
Arun's
wedding
wedding.
the other day.
No.
No. There was another wedding that I'd gone to before that. He met me and he said he's a regular watcher of sports today. And yes, I did. He was part of the groom's family. Very nice, very sweet guy. Yes, you're right. Then congratulations. Looks like everyone knows Pakistan and what they're going to be doing. Chirag Patel.
Ask why are fans overreacting on the contracts, the BCCI contracts? They don't decide that. Akshar at C contracts is questionable. Others are fine. Shami Sarfaraz gets selected and they'll get a contract. Rajat correctly dropped undeserved.
So
Patidar.
Yeah.
He's been out of the scheme of things.
that I agree. Akshar is in C, is it?
Yes.
That was a bit of a
Yeah,
surprise.
he's
It
a
was a
vice
big-
captain of the World Cup team.
Exactly.
And plays all other formats also.
Exactly. You're looking at him as the successor to Jadeja in Test cricket. In ODIs, he's been alternating series with Jadeja. Just no business him. I hope, pray to God that there's a correction that gets sent across.
Yeah. Other of Shami Sarfaraz gets selected.
Yeah, if they get selected and they play a
They'll
few
get-
games, that's how it works, right? If you play
Yes,
X number
correct.
of games,
Pro rata.
then you pro rata basis, you get a C contract by default. So,
What do you make of Rohit and Virat?
Absolutely fine.
they're
In
one
B?
format players.
Absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
But I don't know. I also have a feeling that because of the stature, you could have given them an A
But
contract.
again, contracts given for professional duties and not for stature, right? That's how
Is
I
that
look
so?
at it. It should be the way,
I don't know.
right?
Would Sachin Tendulkar ever go to a B contract?
He would
if
happily
was
take it.
playing-
Okay, I don't
even
think
if he was playing just Test cricket.
it's about the money anymore for these guys anyway.
No, it's not a question of that. I'm just talking
and I
about.
don't think the stature gets
principle.
defined by what grade.
Yes,
of
but I'm
contract.
just saying that there. Would you mind putting them in A?
It makes no
It's
difference.
not-
You make that
doesn't-
much money anyway.
No, money is not an issue. It's not. It's not that whatever 2-3 extra crores that they'll get matters to them. No, I'm just saying in general.
One
They
format
remain
players.
elite athletes anyway.
I don't know. I think they could have been in A. How does it matter? It won't make a difference to BCCI also. It's just that you
But
give
then
them the due
this is
respect.
exactly what goes against professional
No, but I'm saying
attitude, right?
they've made a no. But see, even in a professional attitude, let's say, I don't know, like in a professional organization as well, somebody, has been a general manager of a company for very long, and then he kind of then, after a certain point, just takes up a small consulting role where he does. Still, you're keeping him in category A, right? You'll extend all the courtesy for him that the top management will have. He may be playing a small role now in the company, but he's been your GM, and he may now be just coming for a few hours every day, or you're going to accord him that level. No, you can't say, okay, now you go to level 2 or level 3 employees and you do that.
In fact, technically, most of these senior employees that Nikhil alludes to, if say for instance, in the last couple of years of their career, what will happen is they'll become consultants.
Yeah.
So, but their salary that they were paid is exactly the same. It's just that the benefits, what was going into stuff like say PF and whatnot.
And even I'm saying, even if the salary is reduced, let's say because the role or the responsibility is reduced, but the
stature still
stature
remains.
remains, right?
True.
That they were your leading a company at one point. Now they come in as a consultant for a few hours a day, or maybe not every day. But whenever you're going to have a very high level VIP function, you would have them, right? Because they'll
Correct.
always be in that level. That's what my point was. Money, maybe you could reduce. You could say, earlier you were CEO, so you were getting this. Now you just consult, so you're going to get 1/3 of what you were. But your experience is valuable, your image is valuable. So come, just be in touch. That's what my point is. Not that those few crores will matter to either Rohit Virat or to BCCI either ways. That's not the case. Anyway.
Steve Ticklow asks, like the BCCI getting the majority revenue for bringing in a major chunk of ICC, why not the same or follow the same for player contracts? Roko are getting you money and you are demoting them. But I mean, will Indian cricket be done and dusted if once Roko retire? No, the show will continue rolling on. However, if India stops participating in ICC tournaments,
Yeah, then
then ICC may as well go back to calling themselves the Imperial Cricket Council again. You've got, I can't see his name, but he's a long-time viewer
From
the UAE. He says
the
that
UAE,
as a
yeah.
proud Indian, cricket needs to remove its dependency on India. No other sport has this much reliance on one nation. Cricket needs to be global. Good point, but
Well,
I
we
don't
just
know.
deliberated on that only, the challenges that the ICC faces and what's really stopped them from becoming as global as they would have wanted to be by now.
Exactly. Now you've got Rohan Verma who says, I think ICC is just waiting for this cycle to end in 27 and I can bet that Jio will not buy the rights after that. We've been critical of the ICC, but what happened yesterday is just tuna and face saving.
As we said, looks like a short-term solution only. This is not how cricket and the selling of the rights business can go forward.
Agree. You've got, I think that's Vishal.
Panchal.
Yeah, saying, guys, whom to blame for the T20 World Cup chaos? It's so difficult with so much happening. There's the Champions Trophy, then Asia Cup, then Kolkata releasing the Bangladesh player. Yeah, it's a lot of moving parts there, really. And all of it is like a one big giant domino effect.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yes.
Do we have more? Anshu Mishra says that Nikhil sir, outstanding performance by Nepal, salute to the entire nation, and I'm feeling sad that if on that day Net had taken the Netherlands had taken the catch, does he mean? Yeah, Pakistan would already be out today because Netherlands has won today.
Yeah.
I mean, give it time. If you see how
No,
nicely
they wouldn't have been out
they've been close to being out if they lost to
Yeah.
USA.
because that's
And
what I'm
today-
saying, USA.
Because after that, see, India match, though, that'll need a Gujarat ka nizam for them to even think of getting a win.
You see, Netherlands, if they had won that day, would have won every other match,
Barring India.
India. Pakistan then would have had 2 losses.
Exactly.
Would have been out, yeah.
Could have been out.
Could have been, yeah, net run rate maybe then.
No, how net run rate?
Just one Kudrat
No.
ka nizam,
No, Netherlands.
didn't.
I'm saying if Netherlands would have won all games,
barring the
beating
USA match.
barring the India, points they go through.
Exactly. Pakistan would have
then
lost
would
two,
have
no?
to beat India to.
Exactly. Which is
the-
good luck. As I said,
Yeah,
Kudrat
which-
ka nizam of the highest order. Forget about it. Vibhor Shai says if we want to increase the power of the ICC, you've got to make more countries play cricket. And now that the associate nations come close in T20s, we should put one player from an associate team in the IPL squad and the Olympics. The Olympics is not possible.
Nah.
But I've seen a lot of people make a case for like what the WPL did in its first season.
Yeah.
Whereby you were allowed 5 foreign players if one was from an associate nation.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people make that for the IPL. I'm not sure how practical that is because it would curtail one Indian sport. But yeah, fair.
Then that would go against the interest of India.
Exactly. Priyanshu, we can scroll slightly down so that we can take that. He says that Nikhil, the best part of this World Cup has been the pitches, which are ranging 170 to 90 and not the 250 road type bowlers. Bowlers and batters are both in the game, and the pitches are the reason the associates are managing this good a fight. I agree. I think if you had those 250 kind of pitches, I don't think the associate nations would be competing. Of course, especially in Sri Lanka, you've had slightly slower pitches. Even today, I think the spinners are doing some magic over there for USA.
Yeah,
aside from Harmeet,
Yeah.
even Mohsin. Ironically, Mohsin bowling to Pakistan. There's some jokes to be made over there, surely. And of course, I think USA are being helped massively by Bobsy the King, who's batting like his BBL days.
But where they are right now, they take it.
He had a free hit which he hit for a single.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, last couple of comments. Are you done with these?
Yeah, these ones were done. Siddharth says, how wholesome is it to see Lamine getting nurtured under a figure like Flick? His enormous talent fused with German discipline will be a generational match. Thoughts? Considering some of the off-field stories I read about Lamine, he definitely needs some German discipline.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I
He,
sometimes feel he's very talented, extremely talented, but he gets carried away sometimes.
His birthday party, everyone remembers.
No, yeah, otherwise.
How do you remind me?
Otherwise. That's why you need a mentor around you. guide
It's not verified, but they say that back in the day, Sir Alex would have private investigators and private detectives, keep an eye on United players.
They did.
They did actually.
His name was Sir Alex.
No, he had.
And there was this one time I was, I think it was Carrick or somebody who said that one of the players had gone out to the club. They had gone golfing. Yeah, it was Giggsy saying this. They had gone golfing and this was apparently prohibited. And when he then encountered him in Carrington, he asked him questions. He's like, yeah, I admitted. And the moment that I think Cantona was around and he was asked, were you also there? Cantona's looking everywhere.
But Cantona and Carrick, the timelines don't add.
They would have gone for some sort of a
charity event type thing, maybe. Okay.
And then they're like, don't tell him. But yeah, he eventually ended up telling, and that saved him the day.
You're talking about this thing, his idol, his footballing idol is Neymar. He's been becoming good friends with Neymar also. Off the field, they're parting. That's not a good sign.
All the best. Okay, last two comments. Priyanshu says Babar is Asli Dhurandhar, which is
Indian agent.
true. And then you've got Giri, who says, Nikhil bro, can you please tell me why Sundar is even selected for the Indian team? He has had the odd good game with the bat or gets a fluke 5-wicket haul. He's so overrated, not a specialist. Giri, I think Sundar, the batter, you can't call him overrated. I'm quite a fan of his batting, and I think even in T20 he's pretty good. His bowling has been hit and miss, but I think they use him as a 6 bowling option on most occasions that he plays. And I think the reason he's in the team, 2 reasons. I think they wanted to look at an off spinner for certain conditions, but most importantly as a backup for Akshar, because you don't have a spin bowling all-rounder as a backup. So you got a Kuldeep, you got a Varun, and you were even looking at a Bishnoi, who's not part of the squad but as a backup. But a spin bowling all-rounder, now that Jadeja is retired, they didn't look at anybody but Washi. I know there are a few spin bowling all-rounders in India, but they've not been in the scheme of things lately. So suddenly you couldn't have got someone. So Washi, because he continues to play all other formats, you thought, let him continue.
Also,
That's
you're talking about him not being a specialist. I'd argue that that's exactly why he gets selected. Because he's not a specialist.
Yeah.
This team loves their bits and pieces players, that loves their guys who can do a bit of both. And Washi is the perfect example of that. 2 overs he'll give you at most on a given day. And yeah, he gives you good batting also. I like Sundar the batter. No problems with him.
You took Desmond Haynes?
He says that can India take an out-of-the-box decision of opening with Sundar if Abhishek is unavailable for the Namibia game? In actual 11, Sundar can come in for whom if needed, Dubey or Rinku, neither. He's a backup to Akshar.
But it's not a bad option.
He says that because I think Tendus Carter said at the presser that he's not still 100% Abhishek.
It's not a bad option, but I don't think they'll do that. I have a feeling Sanju will do it.
Of course.
Sanju will. That's what they'll do. And then both Ishan and Sanju play like they were playing, in the recently concluded New Zealand series. Of course, there Ishan was number 3, but now they might have him open. I think that's what they'll do. Priyanshu says, क्या बुमराह एक काम कर दे, एक बाउंसर मार दे, ये डॉक्यूमेंट्री को फिर एक यॉर्कर बोर्ड. Saibzada Farhan. It'll be good contest, by the way, that one. The only batter who kind of looked so reassured against Bumrah.
And Saibzada Farhan is one of those players who actually can look to actually up the ante against pretty much anyone. On a pitch where everyone is batting like a lottery winner, he's batting well.
Yeah.
He's the other one besides Fakhar, who could, really take on the opposition.
How do you pronounce that again?
There's actually a video where he's given some sort of a clarification.
Of course he is.
Yeah. Are we done? Vibhor Shah. You haven't taken Vibhor's, right?
I don't think we have. He said that the one player or one associate player in an IPL squad won't affect India's might. You'll eventually increase your teams from 10 to 12. And now regions got their own league, but these players will make popular or will popularize cricket in their area. No, it's a good point. I do think that in that sense, if you had one guaranteed slot, like I remember for DC, Tara Norris had done very well in a couple of games.
Yeah.
Of course, she ended up getting released thereafter. But yeah, I do think it's a good option to have. Again, not really sure. We've taken this one. Brian Lara asks, USA struggle to chase even 160 and Pakistan are known for chasing struggles. Why did USA choose to bowl first? That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
Could have batted first, bat with a little bit of freedom and then see them implode.
Dew maybe?
In Sri Lanka, has dew been a factor? I'm not sure.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason I can think of. And the fact that conventional wisdom nowadays says that...
Ooh. But that's power hitting a 6.
Mm,
Taking his strike rate to over 100.
just about over.
Okay, we'll wind up.
Shivam
I
wants our
have-
predictions for the USA-Pakistan
I think
match.
Pakistan will win a close game. Then again, either way, we'll be covering it live when it's done.
Yeah, we'll be live, but I also think Pakistan win it because
I think so too.
they're looking okay.
Yeah.
They'll get a decent total, and I don't know whether the USA has that firepower. And the best chance for USA would have been for a low-scoring game. They could have won it.
Like
For a
150,
high-scoring game,
160.
maybe an issue. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. Hope you like this edition of The Dugout. We're going to be taking your leave, but not for the night, only for the time being, because we'll be back with the post-match analysis of the match ongoing at the moment, which is Pakistan-USA. So from the three of us here in the Sports Today studio, it's bye-bye, but no Nandri.
Priyanshu is laughing. Baba
See
ne
you.
6 mark.
I don't blame him for that. It's a very rare occurrence.
Yeah. He tried doing that the other day as well. Just found the fielder with the shot of the year maybe.
This is the over I think he's choosing to cut loose. 6 and a 4.
Bye-bye.